Welcome back to Half-Life. In this episode, we get closer to the Lambda Complex. But first, I hide.
No, I thought you were gonna say.
No,
I thought you were gonna say we're gonna sneak. I thought you were gonna say we're gonna sneak into the Capitol. I'd be like,
No. But hey,
no.
you wanted to see the aliens and the military fighting each other.
It's like if that's like if
Star Wars ass sounding weapons.
And also, for the record, if people are gonna call me out for hiding, I have 45 health and no armor. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be really like calling you a bad gamer for having low health and hiding. I think it's pretty understandable.
And plus, like I said, I also wanted to show the aliens and the Marines fighting each other.
And then again, this is the internet, and where everyone's sensitive. So who am I to judge?
Far.
Who am I to judge?
And besides, Nate, everybody knows it's the internet where everyone is horny.
Well, you're clearly stuck in Fur Affinity, so yeah.
Okay, first of all, I'm not using Fur Affinity. I'm on X videos. Second of all, let's not go there.
We're not.
all right. Let's not do that shit.
We're not going to porn.
And besides, canonically, I'm more of a Brazzers guy anyway.
Oh fuck's sake!
We're not going to porn.
We're not going to I think you should say we're not going to show porn because this is YouTube. But either way, yeah, don't do that, man.
Anyway, border cannon.
Nah, he's probably going to bleep out half of it anyway.
I don't even know how to bleep out on Vegas.
Well, you look for a bleep sound, whether that's the like iconic censored beep or dolphin noises or whatever. You just
or
split up.
I have no idea why that guy's just standing there. I have no idea why that guy's just standing there.
It's just standing there.
I just shot him twice and just went, okay, bye.
And for the brony community, you could use the Fluttershy yay sound for the censor. Don't ask me how I know that.
No, should I be glad that I don't know that?
Yeah,
don't you just love packed in turret sections?
I mean, you could do this without doing the turret. I just did it just to show it off. But yeah, this is not really well designed.
Okay, out of curiosity, because the game has a quick save and quick load feature, it's 100% doable to like get yourself in a death loop.
Yes, it is.
If you will. Is that something that can happen with regular checkpoints?
No.
Okay, so a regular checkpoint will like despawn the enemies or something? Because if I look at what happened just there, that was a checkpoint, and
yeah,
you got hit there.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're like quick saving and quick loading, it's really hard to tell what's a save state and what's an actual checkpoint in game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be fair,
I remember.
And to be fair, you don't really pay any like mind if you use quick saves anyway. If you don't really pay like actual like in-game checkpoints any mind if you're using quick saves anyway. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Too many goddamn ordinance.
I don't think that in recent years I've got myself in a like actual state where whenever I would quick load it, I would get immediately hit with like an enemy. But I do remember when I was playing, I don't know if it was when I was playing it on my own or when I was playing it on stream. But I was playing Fallout New Vegas, and I was in Vault 34.
Interruption real quick. I have no idea how the hell that board not got stuck up there. I have no idea how he got stuck up there.
Well, it probably pressed it till the end and punched in no clip.
Or just pressed V.
Anyway,
yeah,
continue.
No, so I recall at one point playing Fallout New Vegas and being in Vault 34. And Vault 34, that's the one where like everything is irradiated, and the deeper in you go, the higher the radiation level gets. And I was pretty deep in the vault, and then I don't know if I forgot to pack them with me, but I seemed to run out of
right away.
Out of supplies to get rid of radiation, or to mitigate radiation. So for a while I had to do multiple attempts of trying to get back to the entrance, or otherwise my character just wouldn't be safe from radiation.
No one is safe from radiation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except Twinkies.
So even
Somehow
if you're,
those are
even
immune.
if you're not exactly in in immediate death loop, or whenever you reload, you die within like 2 seconds of reloading. It is still possible to screw yourself over immensely if you rely too much on it.
Probably gonna be an arachnophobia warning over here, by the way.
No, those aren't. No, we've already seen those bugs before.
More like extraterrestrial splooters.
No, we've seen them before. It's the little enemy. It's the little enemies I had during surface tension. Well, the early parts of surface tension.
Right, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So yeah, no, we've seen those things before. We're just now in
and
really annoying
they're
spot.
nasty.
Yeah, and I don't understand how this vent got a fleshy exterior bit right there. I don't understand that, so don't ask me how.
Okay.
It's probably, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's probably like a recycled texture from the original Doom or something.
Maybe.
But either way, it's kind of a foreboding thing when when you're seeing like actual like hellish flesh in a vent.
Yeah.
Like that. It's kind of foreboding.
Anyway, now we have our own little buttholes again.
Our little
I personally don't like how it
aphids.
seemed like there was no way to take them out without getting a little bit of damage to yourself.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That
Speaking
seems like a theme for this game.
Yeah, speaking of which, if you're not careful, that can actually damage you, but you also have to be kind of paying close attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes sometimes I do wonder, in games like this, let's say hypothetically speaking, there was a limiter that make your character at all times be at 1 HP. You know, would this game be doable? Because I'm pretty sure there are moments when you are guaranteed to take damage.
Maybe.
How did you
Also-
not get like stuck on the frickin' barnacle?
Also, yes, that is a car.
Well, yeah, this is a garage.
Yeah.
The garage has a car in it, so that makes sense.
Well, not always.
Oh, you're right. It could also garages could also have motorcycles in it.
Yep.
You'd be surprised what people have in their garage.
Yeah.
No, I'm not surprised.
Like,
You say that like I've never. You say that like I've never seen like any strange thing that isn't in a car in a garage, that isn't a car or any motorized vehicle in a garage before.
Did you ever play the like that Jackbox Survey Scramble? Did you ever play that?
No.
Survey Scramble? Like, is that a new game?
Yeah, it was this this one single game that they kind of expanded upon and sold on their own. Like basically, they asked the community a bunch of questions about certain subjects, and not only did they take that, but they also actively update the game based on the answers that players are submitting. So basically, it will ask you like a subject of death in zombie apocalypses, or something like that, and you'll have zombie bite, you will have axe, but then you'll also have some like lesser ones that you don't necessarily think about or make sense when you do, like getting run off by a car. But then there's like really stupid stuff, like I'm pretty sure that cancer is on that same list, and there's 500 entries. There's a maximum of 500 entries. There's also, funnily enough, a plain activities one, and yes, hijack is one of them.
So you hijack a car as one of the mini games.
But
Interesting.
yeah,
note.
one of the subjects is also things that you put in a garage, and it shouldn't surprise you that car is indeed on the very top of that list.
Like, no shit. That would be like number one. That would be like the top answer on a Family Feud board.
Interesting note. Black Mesa actually has a boss fight in this room.
So, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Makes
Even
you
if
wonder
it is
that-
just like a just fighting a tank, but still.
Oh, is it just another? Oh, would it just be another tank to fight then in that room?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's still fine.
Yeah, but we fought 2 tanks.
We're gonna be fighting
Need to-
more. We're gonna be fighting more.
Yeah, well,
Well, at least
obviously
one
in Black Mesa you're fighting a lot more than just like 3 tanks.
Yeah.
Did that miss?
No, that hit.
Oh, no,
No,
it
that
did not.
It's
the
just a
second
delay.
the second one hit.
Just a delay. Also,
So why is that sound so weirdly satisfying?
Which sound?
The
Of
the
crossbow
scrolling up.
firing.
I thought you were talking about the fast scrolling of the weapon wheel.
Oh no.
Going duh, you know.
No, I really dislike that. I remember for a long time I used one of those Logitech G502 mice that had the that allowed you to like what's the word I'm looking for?
Like freeze scroll?
Yeah, something like that. You could basically just roll the scroll wheel and it would indefinitely scroll. I did that a bunch of times, and especially in Garry's mod, you do get really sick of that sound.
But especially if you have like compressed air and you spray it on the scroll wheel and then see it go spin.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet. But then I will admit, my G502 Hero, I want to say, it kind of crapped out on me because if I held the left mouse button, it wouldn't like drag. It would register as a double click, but then even if I kept holding it, it wouldn't. It just wouldn't.
Oh, that's a friend. Would it just be like sticky?
Sort of.
Yeah, I had like sticky mice where it would just continuously double click when you're only single clicking, and
Happy birthday.
the scroll wheel wouldn't scroll.
Yeah.
Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas.
I'm actually sort of having a problem with it with my current mouse as well, where if I press the back button to go back and page on like a web browser, it double clicks there as well for some reason. And I've also been experiencing some weird issues with my scroll wheel, where every now and then it would just scroll slightly, and this has kind of screwed me over in games like Grand Theft Auto or no, kind of only really Grand Theft Auto now that I think about it. But granted, it's been, I want to say 2022 when I got this mouse. I could be mistaken on that. I do know that it came with a copy of Ghostwire Tokyo, so I'm gonna check if that came out in 22 or 21.
A mouse that comes with a code for a game.
Yeah, no, Logitech did that quite a bit. I recall getting Deathloop with my keyboard, and Far Cry 6 with my monitor. Like that year, I took advantage of a lot of deals that they had.
Like I know you're talking about PCs, but for me it was like the PS3. I got like an extra controller for a copy of the Ratchet and Clank collection on PS3.
Ah.
Yeah, and I would.
Hang on.
And that would have been my third game.
For that?
Well, this was like 2013, I want to say. So yeah. I paid about $30 Canadian
for the controller.
I would have. Okay, well, I'd honestly have to think. I can't really remember, but I think it's somewhere around like the $40 to $60 range.
Right. And the controller, it was just a DualShock 3?
Yeah, it was a DualShock 3. Not a 6-axis. With 6-axis, not a 6-axis by itself.
I'm pretty sure all the PS3 controllers were 6-axis.
No.
6-axis.
No, actually. The system launched with the 6-axis controller, which is just a variation of the DualShock 2, but with a freaking tilt feature and a home button.
Yeah, like all 6-axis, all PS3 controllers, all DualShock 3 controllers have 6-axis, but all PS3 controllers have DualShock.
But that's what I'm getting at. It launched with just the 6-axis, no DualShock, so no vibration whatsoever.
Yeah, but the controller that you got with the Ratchet & Clank collection, or the controller that gave you Ratchet & Clank collection, that was just a DualShock 3.
DualShock 3 with 6-axis. There are DualShock 3s that are just DualShock 3s without 6-axis.
You sure about that?
Wasn't. Yeah, but that wasn't the controller that I got with Ratchet.
Yeah, no, I never heard of a DualShock 3 without the 6-axis.
Yeah, this was the first time. This was
the first time that Sony really started being weird with their controllers, but also innovative, which I'd rather have
weirdly
than
innovative.
The Microsoft approach.
Doing the same control. I mean, to be fair, Sony were doing the same controller design layout over and over for like 3 generations in a row, and until like Gen 8 with the PS4 that they finally do a different design of the DualShock 4, and then later on for the DualSense.
Yeah, but I'll be honest. And this is something that I've been thinking about in particular over the last couple of months, maybe the last year. The DualShock 4 controller is kind of shit.
I didn't find any problems with it.
No, I just really started disliking the controller as I've gotten used to better, and whether that means the DualSense 5 or the Xbox Series controller. Yeah, no, I really don't like the grip of the PS4 controller. I don't think the D-pad is. I don't think the directional pad is good. I don't think the sticks are really that good.
So you hate the way it feels on your hands.
Yeah.
that's fair. It is a weird shape,
It's
and
also doing
most people won't get used to it.
It's also doing some weird things with like with Windows computers, so that might also have something to do with it. It's kind of weird how, depending on how it's configured, I can have a better time on RPCS 3 if I'm using a series controller than a DualShock 4. Because the DualShock 4 is one of those it's one of those cases where it tries, if it doesn't detect the game running, it tries to interpret certain inputs as like keyboard presses. And I think that touchpad to an extent can even be used as a mouse, which, no thank you.
I mean,
Please
it's
just
cool.
Try,
I mean,
please just try to be a controller.
it's cool that the touchpad can use like actual like mouse capabilities, like a touchpad on a laptop. But yeah, that's not necessary.
Yeah.
It's cool, but very inefficient.
Well, not just inefficient, but it just really gets in the way in some cases. Like again, I
Yeah.
try to do something on RPCA 3 and all of a sudden I see my I see my mouse cursor in a on the second monitor.
Yeah.
This will be the rest of the episode.
Oh
not
goody.
not for nothing, but I appreciate the game giving you a lot of med kits.
Yeah, because
Even
those
though
aren't really good things.
I've said this. I've said this already in a previous episode, but I appreciate the fact that they like that they've just laid down a bunch of med kits just to compensate for the low health that you always get, that you always have to deal with.
Yep.
But
also,
that's
you
just,
can blow
that's more
yourself
like a
up with the
band-aid
mortars.
solution.
You can
Of
blow.
course you can.
Yeah, I actually did that in this playthrough, but I cut it out, so I didn't pay attention to the time.
Right.
But anyway, it's a band-aid solution. But you did say that it's a band-aid solution that you prefer other than other things, right?
Yep.
So there's that.
The lambda symbol.
The land assemble.
Lambda.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of looked away from my screen and I thought it was a peace sign.
No, that's lambda symbol.
No, that's
which means we're nearly there to the lambda complex.
so we could
Ooh.
so we could finally get away from all this sand.
Also, interesting note: the lambda symbol is routinely seen as the Half-Life logo.
I mean, it's the logo that's synonymous with
Yep.
Half-Life, so
We'll be seeing a
You know,
lot
you
of it
can't
during
really-
Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
and Half-Life 2 episodes 1 and 2.
That's included in Half-Life 2.
Presumably.
Too, since we're past the 25th anniversary of Half-Life
Half-
2. No,
of
not
2.
not the 25th.
20th.
Yeah, 20th. Thank you.
20th.
Yeah, that turns episodes 1 and 2 into the same game as Half-Life 2.
Didn't they make a documentary about Half-Life 2?
Yes, they did.
But
Nice.
wait. So they straight up put episodes 1 and 2 into Half-Life 2 on the re-release?
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep.
So you don't need to buy those two separately anymore.
Yep. You now only buy one game and you get all 3 story arcs for Half-Life 2. It's still not one game though. All 3 games have 3 different title screens. So sadly, when we cover Half-Life 2, it'll be cut into 3 different playthroughs.
Okay, you know,
That's-
I'm just
that's
looking
alright,
up Half-Life.
I guess.
I'm just looking up Half-Life 2 on Steam, and I do notice that did they like take episodes 1 and 2 out of my library?
Yeah. It's now they're now part of Half-Life 2. Like I've said.
That is interesting, but I do
I would
am
rather
a
prefer
bit
they keep
skeptical
it.
about them taking the game from my library.
You still own the games though.
Yeah, I know, but like, some people just want to have separate executables.
For preservation's sake.
Meh.
Yeah. That being said, I'm looking at the betas right now, and fortunately, this is one of those cases where you can enable the pre-20th anniversary build.
Yep.
So like the 1.0 release of
Yeah.
Half-Life
Not
2.
not the 1.0 release, the release before before they updated it for 20th anniversary.
Well, yeah, the original non-20th anniversary game, the original version. What I said.
The original version with the Steam updates it's gotten over time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And not when it came out in 2004.
Yep. And 2007 and 2000.
2006 and 2007.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember when exactly. Yeah, those two.
Indeed.